Welcome back to another Sims 4 video. Today I'm finally going to be using the new glass walls to build a house. They came in the last game update like a week ago, but I haven't actually had a chance to build properly with it yet. Thanks Gameloft for sponsoring this video. Make sure to scan the QR code on screen or click the link down below to learn more. Disney Dreamlight Valley's had a brand new update, and the grand finale of the Storybook Vale, The Unwritten Realms, is out now. If you stick around to the end of the segment, I've got a special redemption code you can use in game. So, with the latest update, Skull Rock is here. It's finally open and we get to explore it and figure out what is actually going on in there. We're joining the Forgotten, who is now not so forgotten anymore. We actually get to give them a name. Then we figure out the secrets inside Skull Rock and we get joined by Peter Pan. Not only that, but one thing that I was really excited about in this game update was diagonal paths. That is actually sick. So I've been working on the bind in the Storybook Vale, and I've got this little plaza area, and now I've got the diagonal paths around it. It feels a little bit nicer than just having a square grid everywhere. So that's a beautiful quality of life update. Speaking of the Storybook Vale, the grand finale, The Unwritten Realms, is out now. We get to rescue Maleficent and finally bring Aurora to the valley as well. So there's a whole bunch of new quests to explore. There'll also be a bunch of friendship quests for both Maleficent and Aurora. And if that wasn't enough, the Adventures in Neverland Star Path is live right now as well, so you can do some extra duties, unlock some awesome items. I've just started working through it myself. I've got the pirate outfit and the little pirate monkey here with me. So I think you're gonna wanna dive into the game. And make sure to use this redemption code in game. This will give you a few items to help you out. So if you're interested in checking out Disney Dreamlight Valley, make sure to scan the QR code on screen or click the link in the description down below. And thank you so much Gameloft for sponsoring this video. I tried a few different things. My first idea, and I thought this was a pretty good idea, was to build an awesome like circle house, almost inspired by like the Apple Steve Jobs Theater. And I think this looks so cool. Just one little problem with it, glass walls are incredibly glitchy. For example, if I start furnishing this, first of all, the light doesn't really make sense, like, right? That's the second problem. There should be lots and lots of sunlight coming through this room, casting beautiful shadows, but there's not really. It's quite dark in here. You can see a little bit of the light here, but that doesn't cast onto the floor. And then when you go up a level, you can't see anything in the house. So even if I furnish this beautifully, you can't see any of it in screenshots. So I was like, this has so much potential to be so cool, but the drawbacks of curved walls are not worth it. So we're not doing this. Instead, we're gonna be building here, obviously in Del Sol Valley. I love, and you guys know this, I love a mid-century house. Like there's just something about that era and that style that I love. And I wanna do one of those houses that's just like really long and is full of glass. Those can be modern, but they can also be mid-century. Now, me saying long and full of glass doesn't really describe it. The only way I know how to describe it is to build it, okay? So that's what we're gonna do. So yeah, these new glass walls, if you haven't seen these yet, first of all, you gotta load up the game and check it out. You basically just paint the wall as glass. This one is obviously like framed. There is one that is literally just glass and there's nothing, which I'm so glad that they added this option because that does allow us to then customize it. Like I could just use columns and create our own windows, or you could just have a fully glass wall as we've got. But then you can do stuff like this and start crafting your own framework for your own windows. Like there is so much potential for these new walls that we're only gonna scratch the surface of what we can even do today. Like I just think, I mean, that's kind of cool in itself. Not what I'm building today though. I'm gonna go back to these walls because I like that they are framed. And you might be thinking, well, why are you doing a framed wall then? You could just use regular windows. Like we could already do that using these. And yeah, look, you may be right, but you gotta admit that looks way sleeker than this. And the added benefit is that when it comes to using a roof, I'm just gonna use this one for demonstration. You can put glass on the roof. And that really makes the big difference here. So let's figure out this house. One of the things I want to do in this house for sure is so this is going to be like our living area here. We're going to be in here. We're going to look out over the beautiful Del Sol Valley. Well, it's not really a valley. I guess we're looking out over the city, but looking out over the beautiful vista. Although I don't know if it's just me, but it's kind of buggy here. When you get the camera down nice and low, it does this. It doesn't look great, I'm gonna be honest. There's some sort of invasion happening here in Del Sol Valley. But anyway, let's not worry about that. So I'm gonna use this roof. We're gonna bring it way down and then take it all the way along. And then the really cool, oh, I went too far. Take it all the way along almost, and then we can do this, okay? And you might be like, all right, that's cool, but there's still floor here? Well, we go ahead and remove the ceiling. And then we have this whole extra section here where we can just get extra height and extra light in. I mean, that is so cool. So cool. Now, I do want this to be pretty low though. So even though we can do it, we're gonna be keeping it pretty low. Like even maybe the lowest angle. We're gonna stretch this out over here. Okay, we're getting somewhere now. Now the front of the house is, oh God, is this gonna be our picture? This is our picture angle. So we're gonna, well, I don't have to worry about making this look great for the gallery picture, but we gotta do something at the front. So I actually think what I'm gonna do, first of all, is this big enough? I'm keeping it pretty narrow, which I think that's good. Like this is still a big room. Like this is 7 tiles long. So I actually think that's fine. So what I want to do is actually bring this in maybe 3 even. So it's quite a bit smaller there. Let me have a look. We do still got a little bit of glass. I guess the problem with that now is it really cuts down on our window size up here. And I do kind of want to utilize the glass wall. So I might actually bring it up a bit. I don't know if that angle is too much though. I guess what I could do is just bring the extension bit in. Okay, maybe that'll work. Let's have a look. So then I just basically want to flip this around, do it on the other side. This one's obviously going to be smaller. I'm going to bring it in. And this one, I don't think I want to do glass roof on. So that one would be more like this. Now this kind of looks ridiculous, to be honest, sticking out the front of the house. So let's bring that way back in. Okay. And then I think, should we even go a lower angle? What does that look like? It kind of looks like this side's going to fall off just because it's very uneven. Hang on. And then currently this is placed a little bit odd, but that's all right. We're going to figure it out. So actually look, so one thing with walls that have multi-tile patterns, and by that I mean this wall, so a wallpaper, they can have a repeating pattern, right? So like this one, every single individual tile is going to be the same pattern repeated every tile, right? But then there's this wallpaper here where every second tile repeats because it's got a sort of a larger texture. And that's the same with this glass. The thing with that is you cannot shift where the texture aligns on the lot. So what I mean by that is our glass wall window actually has a piece here. I can't then move this over. Like there's no way to do it. It's just tied to the lot. I either have to move the whole building, or in this case, I think if I just make it smaller so it lines up perfectly with the edge, is probably what I want to do. And actually that wood is perfect for this house. Not in that spot, but this wallpaper, we might have to remember that. I like the perfect complement. Okay, then I'm gonna bring this in because that should probably line up. Then we need, so this is gonna be our living area. Then we need somewhere like bedrooms and stuff, which I think is basically just gonna come down this way. Not too, this is not a huge house. Like, I mean, it's on a huge lot, but like this house is not gonna be that big. At least I don't think I want it to be big. Then I'm gonna get some flooring outside. Ooh, drag that along. All right, drag that along there. Okay, looking good. Looking pretty good. No, I'm pretty stoked about this actually. I guess really in this case, the way I'm using these windows, maybe not the most groundbreaking, but I mean, we couldn't do stuff like this before. Haven't come around the corner looking like that. Like that's sick. Actually, speaking of which, I want to line this up on this corner. So I either need to shift the house back one or forward one, because otherwise it probably doesn't look great there because you have this one ending on the corner, but this one not. So now there's like 2 spots there. But before I do that, I'm gonna come back around the front. We need an entrance. So I guess the question is, how are we handling the transition from this section of the house to that section? And I think the classic mid-century thing to do would just be to do a little section like this. When we were doing a bunch of the base game refreshes, I don't know what I called it. I think I ended up just calling them the sticky outy bits. We tried to look up what it was called, but I don't think I ever got a good answer on it. But we just have that little section there. That'll be like some sort of stone or something. And then we can have the flat roof section of the house here. Though it might be kind of cool. Maybe we can incorporate a curved wall here. Hang on. That's kind of sick, maybe? It's hard to envisage it. Oh. I mean, I got it, the glass walls, if, this is a big if curved walls could just like be working one day, like that'd be so sick. That'll look so cool. Now what's going on here? I think, let me just get rid of that wall for a second. So the way that this window is lining up, I guess we could also alternate it with the individual wallpaper where we have a frame every single wall, but I don't think I want to do that. We do no frame, which is also kind of sick. But I think I'm gonna stick to that wallpaper. And I think in that case, I might make this wider. Yeah, okay, that works better. And that'll be stone, and then we'll figure out what that is. Anyway, come back over this side. And then I want this here to end right on a corner, like the wall there. I should bring that out to there. Yeah, so that ends there perfectly on a corner. And I'm gonna bring that in. I think I wanna do another section there because we might do a couple rooms. Oh yeah, that looks so cool on the corner at the end. Yeah. This looks kind of weird. I actually think maybe this needs to go all the way to there. Yeah, that probably looks better actually. But now I don't know, is this whole section too long? It's a pretty big part of the house. Well, let's build the entrance. Anyway, now that I've got that sort of figured out, the central, I guess the part where this joins is like right here. I'm thinking, what if we go boom, boom, and then this is gonna go sticky uppy bit, or is that gonna be too big? You know, I wonder if we could do, instead of that, let me bring, I've got an idea. Bring this roof all the way over to here, bring that section in, duplicate it, put it here, then we actually bring the roof out, so the wall comes out, we bring that in. I guess, you know what, this should probably stick out at least one. So this might need to come a little further then. Okay. Then we clone this again, and we build this side. Okay. Then we can use the glass wall. Oh, wait, did I put, oh, good, that lines up perfectly with the panels. Oh, that's actually awesome, I love that. Then we put the glass on that section. Okay. Now we do have a little bit of a problem because we have walls that come in here. So unfortunately, when you do different roof sections, there's still no way to edit where the game places roof walls. So you can see inside here now, we have what appears to be from our angle, just random walls for no reason. So what we're gonna have to do is probably just build walls under it, to be honest. So it goes in 3. So we just make this like a little entrance area, right? Oh, it's so weird. I was going to go paint like the walls and I was like, why is it removing the windows? But that's actually a wallpaper. That's a paint in between. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I forgot I need to move. Oh, hang on. If I move this to align, I kind of forgot how to do that because I need to align that to the corner. If I move that, it's going to mess up these windows where it's like perfectly placed. So maybe the better option is just to extend the wall because then the window fits better there. And then I can just extend the roof and just bring in the eave a little bit. Yeah, it does. Oh, it also, well, yeah, that's kind of weird too. Now we've got a little bit of glass there. Okay, so these are... hang on, instead of doing that, if I just move the roof, hang on, move this whole roof forward 1, there you go. Then we just have to adjust all these roofs, like this. Oh, good, more roofing. It's like the most simple roof, but it's also been really annoying me. 2 for now. All right, so those windows line up nicely with the grid, that's good. I like this corner, that's good. I like this corner, that's pretty sick. We still need more windows, but we're sort of at the starting point still. Ooh, I love, actually that's really good for a roof trim. You know what we need? We need roof undercolors, because now we just have this really ugly plain gray. There's literally nothing we can do about that roof color underneath. It's always gonna be that. Oh, look at that lighting that comes in here in the afternoon. Beautiful. Might just do a black trim for now. It's probably gonna be the easiest. And then we'll figure out what we wanna do. Slash if we just leave it like that. All right, something's happening at the front here. Like we gotta do something because it just looks bad. Now, at the risk of driving myself crazy, is there a way I could get glass here? Or maybe we just forget about it and just do glass on the whole roof, which actually, I don't hate that. And that is kind of a mid-century thing. Actually, this probably does look better as stone too. I was gonna have that. I think we need more windows, but like, we need more windows, guys. That's not enough. Actually, what if that's all glass? That's kind of sick. And then what we'd have to do, I think this would probably end up being like a hallway or something, because then, look, we still want like privacy and stuff, but you still want it to be open too. Actually, if I'm doing walls here, it's gonna have to be at the roof line, which would be here. It'll have to be like there, because otherwise, if the wall is in the other spot, it won't like line up with the room. I guess this could be a room. This is kind of weird. I guess it's right at the front of the house. It looks cool though. The glass is so cool. And I guess speaking of it being at the roof line, I guess this actually needs to go further back now. That has to be there. But this is like a really big room just for an entrance, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with that. And it actually makes all of this really small. Maybe we can push it out a little further. Oh no, this house is getting bigger and bigger. Oh, the problem is if I push it out further, the corner won't align with the glass panes. I have to push it out twice as far, so I'd have to come all the way out to here to get the same effect. And then the roof is gonna be massive. Maybe I can push the roof back, because I know the reason I moved it like I did is because of the little glass edge here, but what if I just ignore that for a second? Because we have glass on the whole roof anyway now. So it's not as much of a problem. And then that moves our roof line back to where it was. That means these walls can go back here instead. And then that makes this space much more usable again. Like that is definitely usable. Like I think that pretty much has to be a hallway now, which makes more sense than it being an awkward room. Okay, yeah, that's kind of sick. I feel like we could get a kitchen back there. This is so cool. The glass, I don't know, the glass walls make a difference. They do, rather than just windows. There's something about it, Okay. back to the front. That looks pretty good, actually. I think it's just glass, but it just works. You know what they say? Just glass, just works. That's our motto. I'm gonna do some of the columns here at the front too, I think. How far did I put them? There's actually just one in front. Okay. I'm gonna have to adjust the height, but that's okay. Do I like the same kind of idea, or is this gonna be too many columns here now? Because we also have this middle section. And they're currently white, but should they not be? They don't have a lot of other colors. I think that one doesn't work. Do I even like that one? Maybe we just don't have it at the front. I don't know if we need it. Okay, how do we get into this place? Because we got a lot of glass, medium doors. Oh, I guess, what does this look like? Wooden. That's actually kind of cool. Because like everything is glass and see-through except for the door. Although if I'm gonna do wood, like a wood color here instead of black, which I don't want to do black. I'm gonna do wood. I think I need to change this trim on the roof because I don't think that really works. That works better actually. This floor trim does not match at all though. Actually, maybe that does. It's kind of hard to tell the lighting. Oh, actually, I think that is the right one. Okay, I changed it up a little bit. Okay, I like that. I do wish we had different colors on. We do have different colors, but barely. So that's that color. Then it goes to this color. Can't you tell the difference? And then it goes to this color. Again, can't you tell the difference? And then also this color. They're all very different people. So no, we don't really have choice on that, but that's okay. Okay, so that door comes in there. I almost think we probably need to not use doors inside because, or at least in this area, because if I just do that, so we still have like a separate room. But because it's so glassy and open, I feel like if we start putting doors in, it's gonna look kind of weird. I think that's kind of similar color to that one. I mean, I potentially could use another one of these, like that might work. But then why have a door there if, you know, you can just see straight in here, you know? Should it just be this? I'm gonna use a businesses and hobbies like concrete floor just for now, because I really like that texture and I think it might work layering it with other patterns and stuff. Okay, all the rest of the windows and like frames, I think they're all lined up how I want them to be. I think I do have glass pretty much everywhere I want. We probably want some more down here somewhere. But that kind of depends on these rooms. Also, how are we getting to these rooms? Am I doing a hallway to get here? Because that might need to go up further back there, because otherwise this is gonna get really squishy really quick. Because you can have a room here at the end, and that would be a hallway. And I think I need to start doing some ensuite bathrooms here somewhere, otherwise they're not gonna have any. If I do this, and then that definitely feels like it should be a bedroom or something there, but this is the hall here. Now, basically what I was gonna do is I was gonna just extend this section of the house here on this side, because that actually fits under that roof line. I mean, I guess I could extend this just so it lines up like that better. Yeah, that probably looks better. Let's pop that out a bit more. Oh wait, then my window line. Dang it, forgot about that. Doesn't line up with the curve. Or we could make the curve a slightly bigger. Oh no, that's way bigger. Or is it? If I pop it in that spot there, let me just cut that out, put this in. I mean, I don't hate that. It does make that room more awkward, obviously, but all right, then that extends this section. I guess maybe this is just all hallway then. Actually, that probably makes sense, because then what I could do is, I was thinking that would be a bathroom there. So then we have, basically, this will be a hallway, joins into here, which is like maybe a smaller sitting room or whatever. Comes down the hallway, bedroom. There's only 2 bedrooms, bathroom there. And I think if I can get another bathroom for this room, that'd be good too. Maybe can I fit one out the back here? I think I can. Kind of want this room to be a little bigger. Maybe it needs to go a little further out. It does feel like we're really squishing in here at this point. Now, how can I make this bathroom work so it's not too wide all the way along? There's gotta be a better way to do this. So this comes in. What if that is all bedroom? And then that means we could fit like a bathroom here and like a, I don't know, part of the hall there. Is that weird? It's kind of weird. Oh, actually this is kind of not, well, yes, this, but not sticking out this far. Let me bring it in a little bit. Having this above the bathroom. Now let me just extend section a bit there. That will just cut into there. Then the bathroom can have no ceiling, because that means that acts as a window for that room. Don't worry about the walls and stuff. Then I was thinking, could we then do the same thing down the hallway? Have this over the hallway, because I think, oh, hang on. Did I not line that up with the bathroom? I didn't, I probably should have. And then this could just extend out, and this runs down to, I don't know, here-ish maybe? Maybe even into line where that window ends there. And if I just cut that off, actually, hang on, I actually run it further. Cut that off there, remove that ceiling, and then, oh wait, did that not? Oh, this is not part of it. Okay, so now that is all skylighted with the roof along the side. It's kind of cool. I almost feel like I need something else. I mean, probably glass all the way down here, of course. That's cool. Do I want this route? Because it's currently sticking out past it. Should it just line up there instead? Actually, I think it kind of looks flat now. Maybe it was good there. Yeah. And I guess this should also just be the stone then. That'll probably look better. Okay. Now, what's happening here? This bedroom's actually kind of small. Wait, it's smaller than this one. Dang it. Maybe I just need to shift the whole house to the left a bit because I'm getting stuck on this side of the lot. That's kind of what's happening right now. Let me move over a little bit. It does mean that I guess my entrance isn't lined up anymore, right? Because that's kind of what I was doing. But that is actually not hard to move though, is it? Do I want to move the entrance though? Because I feel like it's in a good spot visually for the balance of the house. So I don't know. Anyway, what I was gonna do, because I want the bedroom, but then I have to, oh God. Do I have to move this whole thing over? Because I want, all right, let's see. Oh, dang it, I didn't shift it enough. All my windows are misaligned. Okay, I need to go either one left or one right, which actually I can probably go back right now. I didn't need as much room as I thought, so I'm gonna go back one to the right. Okay, windows are back aligned, good. And then I can put an extra window there, and then thinking, could I do like one window there, one window there? That's kind of cool. I don't know what that means for the layout of the bathroom, but that's not my problem. Okay, that's cool. Oh, I have to realign some of these. Oh no, this one's wrong. Wait, how did that one get wrong? Oh wait, these are wrong too. Oh, did I shift it forward or backward? I must have. Oops. Dang it. Yeah, I can either go one forward or one back. Probably one back so I have a bit more room at the front. Okay, that's better. Okay, that room's a more reasonable size. This room is still bigger, so I'm actually just gonna swap that wall there. All right, so that's the bigger room now, which makes sense. This is a bathroom that's gonna be used by the house and also this room. So it's only 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom, and then that's our living space. All right, this structure alone, which is pretty simple at the end of the day, it's just an L shape, has taken me a long time. So let's move on to the next bit. Okay, so we do have a problem in terms of how I'm gonna do lighting in here, because if I do ceiling lights, we don't have like a flat ceiling to hang stuff from. I could, if I line up lights to this mid ridge, which by the way is really hard to see because there's no like shading on the roof, but you can see there is, where it comes down, this section here. All right, let me go to nighttime. How are we gonna do lighting? So if I were to light along this little ridge here, that's actually not that bad. And then I can do some wall lights as well over there. They do still float though, like by quite a lot, so I have to raise them up quite a bit for it to touch the roof. All right, plan B, I'm gonna use the big lights. You know them, you love them. And then we'll swap out the lighting later on. Okay, I don't know if I'm keeping this flooring because I don't know if it's really gonna make sense in here. Like, should it be, maybe like these tiles might make more sense. See now, if these tiles lined up with the floor perfectly as well, thing is I could do if I go 2 more. The problem is I'm just making my house bigger and bigger every time I make stuff line up perfectly. But look at that, now those tiles fit perfectly in this space, except for there. That's kind of annoying. Oh, that looks good. But is my house too big now? It's creeping up there. It's creeping. Definitely is. It's got a heft to it. But I mean, we are in Del Sol Valley. Maybe it's okay. It does make the front look even bigger. I think I need to put another window there. Yeah, that helps. Or the other way around, hang on, like this. Actually, that might be a better balance. All right, do I even want to use this floor? I just put it down and then sized everything to fit it. Kind of, I don't know if it's the right floor to use. Is what I want to say. We're just going to change the tone of concrete that we have so it's not as blue looking. Maybe that was a better choice, yeah. Okay, so the kitchen, oh God, how am I going to do this? Okay, having one counter in here, you can see how big this room is. So I'm just playing around to see what's going to work here. We got such a big space, so we need a big kitchen. This is not right, but you know, I'm messing around here, seeing what's going to work. Trying different like cabinet tones and all that just to sort of mix it up because we do have so much space. What if I get 2 of those there? Oh, well, hang on, because the ceiling, I was trying to go up to the ceiling, but then the ceiling is an angle anyway. So maybe, like, this is so high up on the wall. That's too many shelves. That definitely looks too busy. It needs to be like 1 shelf up here. I think like this one halfway in between. So like here. And then if we get this just underneath these so we can place stuff on top of them, but you don't see them. Hang on. Now, I don't want to place much up here because if you do too much, it's going to look kind of silly. But if we get like, what if I just do that? It's kind of random. I think that shelf's like a tiny bit too high, which is annoying because, wait, do I have tool mod? Oh, I do have tool mod. Good. I want to move it just a tiny bit down. Okay, that's maybe better. I don't think there needs to be something, hang on, there needs to be something here. And then there needs to be something up top. A bonsai all the way at the top. How about that's where we keep our fine china? But it needs to be something that you don't actually need to get up to get, because what about just this thing? And what's happening with my positioning? Because that's kind of weird. I don't like that. Okay, now I'm trying to work on the lighting a little bit. So I've just added the shelf here, and I should probably also do the appliances. So I was gonna do a stove just in the middle here. Oh, Dang it. Okay, we'll do it the other way. We'll do it with one of these. There you go. And then I'll do an oven, maybe just up. Wait, no. Yeah, no, it'll go here. I don't like that it doesn't line up. I guess I could line this up, but then I feel like it gets too squishy over that side. So whatever. All right, anyway, that'll go there. That's our stove. Then could we do, oh, that's way too high up. Dang it. This is one of these hanging down with lights. We did like a medium like that. Now, I also know it's not going to be touching the roof because we'd have to like move it up. But do I even like the look of that? I feel like that kind of just doesn't, it kind of gets in the way. So maybe not. Oops. I think, what about one of these? Now that also I think is going to get in the way. Just visually, I feel like we kind of want this to feel more open. So maybe we either have, I was going to say we have stuff hanging down or we don't have anything hanging down at all and just have like lights way up in the ceiling. Let me try a pendant first of all. So I'm just going to place these and I suppose I'll line it up with the island like that. Then let's choose our color, what it would actually be. Probably white to make it fade in a bit more. Yeah. Then I'm going to have to use tool mod to get this correct. Oh, how am I going to see this? Problem is I can't, oh, actually I can see it from out here. Okay, here we go. Wait, is that actually, oh, you know what? I've actually kind of done this pretty well. Hold up. Because our roof line is on this section. So actually, if I just move these here, it's directly underneath where the roof line is. And it still lines up with our counter. It's like right above the stove. So that's actually a pretty good position for them. I get the camera in the right spot so I can see. So ridiculous. Okay, that is now, let's have a look in tab mode. Sitting in the roof, you can see that. That actually sits pretty well. Do we even like the look of it though? That's the question. See, I don't know if I love that it's right in front of the cabinets, like it just visually, but I'm not sure. Do you feel like I could use one of these maybe? I want to put it there, but obviously that doesn't make sense having a cabinet right there. Maybe up higher? You know, for a deceptively simple house, it's quite involved. I move that up just a smidge, like right on top of the wall, because then that leaves room for this stuff. Maybe if I move this over here. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere. I don't know if I love those pendants still. And I almost think that this needs to be, there we go. Oh, this can't go on seriously? This is the shelf it can't go on? Dang it. I feel like that plant right there would look really good. Okay, maybe instead we do the other one. Oh, this is great too. No, not that. This is actually a wall decoration, but I can kind of like sit it on the shelf. Maybe just adjust some of those. What if this is a different color? Oh, maybe that helps. Yeah. I think I might make those wood as well. I think I like the idea of them being white, but it wasn't really working. I think with the lights in the fridge, because it wasn't really matching. I think I spent like 30 minutes on this kitchen and it's still like the most basic design. Let's pop that in. So sink, stove, fridge, no bin yet. I'm just going to put it over here. I'll get the expensive one. Oh, I forget that has no colors. I'll use this one from the event. Hopefully you have it. Actually, the default's probably good. It's not quite right, but if you look at it from this angle, you don't see it. Okay, now we need a nice dining table, which is probably going to go, I got to figure this out. I'm thinking this is like a book nook over there. Maybe this is probably his living area right here. So that means dining has to be here. There's actually not that much room. I kind of wanted to do stools as well as a dining table, but I definitely don't think we have room for both. So we'll just pick one. I mean, these chairs are very simple, but I think it's probably what I want. I'm gonna go the dark. Oh, it's kind of annoying that these actually have a darker frame on them because I like the green, but the darker wood frame with the table doesn't really make sense because, yeah. Now, let me go back. Maybe we can just do a rug with it because at the moment, everything is really samey. I think we need like a rug to really set it off. It does kind of feel cramped too, just given, I don't know. It's such a big space, but it feels cramped. Maybe I shuffle this a little bit. There's still loads of room there. Maybe that's a bit better because then that visually lines up with that fridge a bit better. At least the countertop does. Oh, dance light. Wait, this can go on tables and stuff? Whoa, I didn't know that. That's actually kind of sick. You can put this light on counters. That's cool. It's actually not that dark. You know, like this is middle of the night. We've got the lights from the kitchen's obviously very bright. This is maybe better anyway, because I mean, how light do you want the dining room? Now, was there rugs from the rug pack? Hey, what is this doing in my game? Not the rug pack. It's not a rug pack. They're like the kit that was the cozy kitsch. This one? There was this one. Not really what I'm after though. You know what we need to do? We need a big plant in this corner. That's gonna help us out. Oh, not that one. It needs to be the right plant that makes sense in this build. This one actually might work. I did pull this out earlier. If it's sitting properly in the space. I don't need the pot in the corner then. I guess if it goes, doesn't really fit in the corner. What about that? I think that's a start. I kind of like that in the corner there. Okay. All right. So I've done about, oh my God, maybe a tenth of the house. Okay, this needs to be bookcases. Do we use Booknook or do we use something like this or do we use this? No. Let's try, what if we just have a whole wall like that? And then on this wall here, is that, oh, I thought I pulled out the door one. No, it's just wall mounted. And then we just have like something more, I guess, styled. We do like this, so we just position a little bit more there. Now I'm inclined to put a mirror here, but then I feel like we don't need a mirror because there's so many windows everywhere. It kind of seems like maybe we just do a different one of these. Actually, that might work. Okay, this also needs to not be bright orange. Maybe the green. Okay, then we definitely need lights over here. This is a reading nook. This 100% needs lights. Now, a good light I found that I've used a lot is the nuts and bolts, just for lighting up the picture. They put it in the back like that. Actually, I wonder if I can put it behind these. Let's go nighttime real quick. Let's scale this down. How much light does this actually produce? And is it gonna help us out here? Not really. I'm gonna get rid of those two just so we can see what we're actually working with there. So I do like that that's lit up, but we still need like actual light on the floor. I think we could probably end up using some nice floor lights around here. But maybe let's figure out how the seating arrangement's gonna work here because we've got this huge space here. And then what the heck is this? What was I gonna do with this space? I don't know. It's kind of just a weird, awkward extra space in the corner. Actually, I could possibly, let me have a look. We could possibly turn that into another room. Could be like an office. So if I go here, I just need to cut the roof at that point, which is pretty easy to do, like this. And then just get another copy of it. And then whoop. And then there's a wall between it up the top, which is glass, which I don't mind. And then that helps just turn that into like a little separate space there that we could use for like an office or something. Could even have the door to it here maybe. Oh, that might look messy just there because I feel like that should just be artwork there. I don't know. We'll figure that a bit out later. All right, back here. Now, I would use the modular sofas, these guys, to make a big sofa, but I actually don't think we have that much space. And the one thing I don't like about these, as cool as they are, is that like if we build this out, we can do any shape and any size, but it doesn't really have any detail. Like, and by that I mean like there's no like little cushions on it, like this. There's no throws, like blankets or anything. So kind of, it feels a little bit more sterile. So I'm wondering if we can use, ooh, Casanova key. It's actually a pretty good couch. I don't know why everything's kind of orange at the moment. Let me change this. Could actually do the green. Actually, I don't know if I like the legs on this, although I guess. The legs of mid-century should be more like splayed almost, kind of like this, like coming out at more of an angle. So that's why I don't know if I like them. Although this is also mid-century, but it's kind of clashing with those legs over there. Like see, this one's got that sort of angle to it. Same with these, it's got a huge angle on those legs, but I don't want that couch. Then the other question is, do we care? Like, do we just use like something like this? This boxy couch, I feel like is also kind of perfect for this build. All right, so how am I doing this? Like, are we even having a TV here on? Oh, also I need some way to get outside. I haven't figured that bit out. What do the doors look like? Ooh, not ideal, do they? Ooh. What about just an archway? Like we just pop an archway in. Oof. Okay, this is a downside with the glass walls. We now don't have a nice looking way to get out. Because ideally this would just be a big sliding door all the way along, right? But this does not fit. Ew. So we either do doors like this that sort of take up the whole space and, you know, become a door section, or I could use the same one I have at the front, which is tall. Which this door was a little taller because I feel like that would suit this house really well. I mean, I guess I could use it here. It's kind of cool. I do kind of like that door. I'm gonna put it there for later. Anyway, what am I doing? Yeah, we've got these beautiful windows everywhere. And none of them are doors. All right, I was playing around for a while. This is what I've come up with. I needed to split the room. It was too big. It wasn't working with the spaces. So what I've done is put this little structure in the middle, which if I put the walls up, it does even have a little bit of glass windows at the top there, just to get a bit of light coming in. Probably not much, but then that means we have a defined living space and a defined kitchen dining space. I need to put a bit of art and stuff over here. But I think that actually works really well, and it still looks really open when you look at it like this, which is kind of the idea. It's supposed to feel very open, and it still is. It just helps us out a lot more with the space. So I'm using a lot of these around the place. I'm gonna use another one on this side. Actually, we could even do more counters here. I guess the only concern I have, oh, that's the same picture, is that we have too much of the same picture around. They're all different, but it's technically the same picture. Anyway, whatever. So in here, this is gonna be a little bathroom was the idea. So now we have a bathroom here, and then we could just make that an ensuite for this bedroom. So then both bedrooms have an ensuite, which is nice. Question is, do I do a shower in here as well? Just for convenience. It doesn't really make much sense. So just a random shower here. You know what? No, we're not gonna do a shower. I'm gonna do a sink and a toilet, which maybe I should just do the same. Or actually, if I use more of this kit, we can get like this cool shelf thing in here. Can I like line this up with that? Wait, this can't go on the shelf that came in the... It's kind of annoying. All right, that'll do it. It's really simple little bathroom, but gets the job done. So we got that in the middle now. And then that actually gives us some walls out here for hopefully, can we get some good lights on this? I know I keep saying we can put some good lights on walls, but a lot of them actually don't provide that much light. Might do that one back there for the picture maybe. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, and then these ones are actually good for light in the room, but it's kind of ugly, but does that matter? Like if we just use this? But I go like really small, because that provides a lot of light, like it just throws light down. It doesn't look good though, does it? Now the next question is, do we have a TV? Like, do I put a TV in here? And if so, I mean, it's kind of awkward because this is clearly like a walk, you'd walk down that way. Because at the moment, the walkways, they're pretty small, I'm gonna be honest. Like you have to like cramp through there or cramp through there. Look, it's not ideal. I mean, I'll be real. It should be a little bit wider, but I don't want to make this house any bigger because every time I make it bigger, then we're creating more problems. So I think putting this here is not a good idea. Maybe we can just shift everything back more. Like, could this just go further back? Just this area comes a bit weird with the wall and all that. Because like, then do you have the TV here? No, but that's kind of weird too. Maybe we just don't have a TV. The thing is, if I don't have a TV in Sims, my Sims are never going to sit in this living room. Why would they ever sit here? You know what I mean? Sims just want to watch TV. What does it look like if we just put a TV on the wall? See, this is the one you want to use, the frame TV, right? Problem is, it's all glass. Do we just do a section of stone? Or wood, I guess. Does dramatically ruin the look though, doesn't it? All right, no TV. No TV, it's not happening. Okay, we do need more light in here though. I did put this light over there, which I think is all right. But we definitely need something over here somewhere. We could perhaps do like a hanging light here. What if we do something like this? Because this would have to move up pretty high, I think, right? So yeah, that has to be about there. I'm not saying even this is the light I want to use, but let me just see. I don't know if that really suits the house. It doesn't seem, that does not seem like the right light, but we could definitely have a light there perhaps. All right. That light I think looks fine. It actually might be better to not have it in a light color just because it sort of fade away a bit more if it's a darker color. Okay. Does that provide enough light? It lights up that area. This is very dark right here. That is so dark on this corner. I'll figure that out later. Whatever. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Oh yeah, I totally forgot. Dude, I've been spending this section is taken this is like an hour and a half. I forgot that I have another sitting room over here. This is where we'll put the TV. That makes sense. Okay, I really got to figure out a lighting solution as well because we've got a lot of areas that need to be lit. Okay, I resulted to just using the little subtle saucer lights because there was no good wall light, and I've sort of raised them all up so they actually kind of sit on the roof. So at least it's not just floating. So yeah, that's the solution. That's definitely the easiest. Otherwise, it's just the light was not working. Thankfully, this area besides this section is all flat. So these can all just be regular subtle saucer lights. All right, let's do this little office. I don't have the door I like there, but it can't really go anywhere else because they either go right there, or it goes in here and I remove that picture, but I kind of like the picture there. Oh, I guess it could go in here actually, but then it like reduces what we could put there. So it kind of has to be here. All right, so that answers that question. Problem is I kind of want the desk to face out. I guess I can go here. As soon as the door's kind of behind the desk, I almost wanted it to be like a little office, like for a home business or something where people could like walk in or whatever, but I think it's just gonna have to be like this. Now, I don't love that desk. There's probably a better desk option. You know what, why don't we just use, this is not a real practical realistic house. I can just use this because it looks nicer. But if this was real, you probably wouldn't want it because there's gonna be cables everywhere if you had a computer on it. But this ain't real. Okay, that's what I've done for the office. It's really nothing special, but it's just like a little computer and then basically decorative stuff because, I mean, I don't think Sims are gonna sit there. I mean, I guess I could. We could also, I could maybe do a record player in there actually. I was saying I could put a stereo on top there, but I could do one of these. It's just a lot small. Oh, actually, hang on. That is actually kind of, wait, I wonder if they did this on purpose. They probably didn't, but I love that that fits like inside other tables. That's actually kind of sick. I want to do that. Sweet. Okay, living room 2.0. This is the next difficult bit. Like, do I put a TV over here? So then the door opens into where someone's going to be watching TV. That doesn't make sense. So then it's kind of like, well, do you have it couch here facing that way, but then you have the big window there. So it's kind of like you want to sit this way because you want to see the window. You don't want to be facing away from it. That'd be weird. So then the TV does have to be there. That means you're sitting this way. I'm going to change the colors up in here too. I don't want them all to be this. I've got this green color everywhere. These ones can be, just that sort of lighter color. Okay, and then question is, do we just do this kind of frame artwork TV or whoa, that was bigger than I thought it was. That's kind of sick though, although the door doesn't fit. And actually this couch, this couch is kind of in the way too. Actually, maybe this couch should be over here. But that kind of blocks the whole, I guess actually, I can move this way. That is kind of weird though, isn't it? Like why would you wouldn't do it? No, that doesn't make any sense. I think maybe just one couch and then, was this the matching, wait, I thought there was another armchair that had the arms. Oh, maybe I'll use this set instead, hang on, because then that'll have different colors. And actually they're a little bit smaller, so it kind of fits this space a bit better. Oh, green, wait, no. Maybe we do the orange. Let's see. Okay, that TV is ridiculous. That is too big. It's kind of cool, but it's too big. I think the problem is, I don't think I can use the wood wall there just because of the seam in it. Putting the TV right in the middle, which is kind of where you expect it to be. I guess, you know what, actually I could put the TV here because then it's in line with this. Also, that is really far away. So it's asymmetrical, which is fine. We love asymmetry. We just need to work with it. If I put the walls down, do these disappear? Hang on. They do. It's so annoying. Kind of wish if you put things on the floor, they still appeared. Okay. Or we could use this thing. Hang on. How big is this? Oh, this actually would work. It's kind of random, but I don't know. This whole house is. So there you go. Oh, hang on. I want this. Actually, I think there's a 2-seater version of this, isn't there? Oh, yeah. That's better. We could do one of these. Those are kind of cool. Oh, I should probably figure out what we're doing for the ceiling as well. I want this olive tree to be a little bit bigger. What does 1.25 look like? Maybe that's better. Yeah. Okay, this is what I've ended up with. I was trying to figure out what to put here. I was trying to maybe find like another big plant or something. I ended up putting the globe bath out, which I don't know if I'm totally set on, but it is what it is. That's kind of what we're looking like through the window there at the moment. That's our little TV setup, which I think works. I mean, it's workable, it's workable. I haven't figured out how I'm lighting this hallway yet. Oh, actually, I need to change the lights to the warm white. Yeah, otherwise it looks very blue and like, these are very white lights, which for bedrooms and stuff, you want it to be a little bit cozier. There we go, that's better. Oh, this office is actually a lot darker than I thought it was. I thought those lights were enough. I guess not. Well, whatever. We'll come back to that. Oh yeah, and I put this little plant over here in the entrance because I actually don't want to put much in here because it's supposed to be a big sprawling house. Obviously, it's only 2-bedroom, but so that means I don't really want to like clutter that. Still haven't figured out what we're doing for the exterior access. Could we maybe just on these two, maybe change it to these? I go to black. So even that, you can really tell the difference between this and the windows, which obviously because it's a hole, but like the frame is so much thicker. But I guess maybe that's what we do because otherwise I don't know what to do. I don't know how else to get a door out here. If I don't want to do that, the other thing would be to just make that section stone and then have this door in it again, perhaps. Not the worst, but I would probably prefer that to then be stone there, but then it opens a whole other can of worms. Well, actually, what does that look like if it's just glass? Actually, that's not that bad. I mean, that's what I did at the front. Why don't we just do that? Because I think the problem is if you do a glass door and the glass walls, I think that looks more silly than that. Maybe I'm wrong. You'll be like, James, what are you talking about? But I think definitely if it's not a full height door, that looks silly. Like it 100% has to be, like that looks silly too. It has to at least be a full height door. I mean, that doesn't match the style, so that doesn't make sense. That also doesn't really match. So your options kind of get limited. I guess you could do this, but then, dang, I wish this was a little taller. I do like these doors. I'm gonna go with that for now. I'm not in love with that though. I'm not in love with that. All right, so let's go ignoring the hallway lights for a second. So the bedrooms, I guess I'm just gonna be using these doors on the interior. So I guess we can have a bedroom door there and one, I guess, right at the end of the hall. Kind of annoying. I would put it here normally, but because of the seams of this, I don't really want this halfway between a seam. It looks a bit silly to me. We'll put the door there. So that goes into this room. That goes into that room. Annoyingly, actually, you know what? We'll just do a fancy house special. Just gonna do an archway because I don't really want another door there. I think it might look kind of weird. Or, hang on, do I just move the wall further up here and we just enter the bedroom here instead? Maybe that just makes more sense. Move our bedroom door there. I like that because then you can see all the way through as well. I suppose I could just remove the wall there. Does removing the wall look better or an archway? What do we reckon? Let's see. I actually think maybe an archway just because I'm going to have a door to the bathroom right there. So, yeah. Okay. Does mean my bed has to go here, which actually is not ideal. This is where like pre-planning of a layout really helps because the problem now, just visually speaking, when it comes to like, I'm just going to, this is not the bed I'm going to use. You put that there. The bed is like right in the sight line, which I think looks kind of silly, but I mean, look, I could put the bed here, but then it feels like the bed's cramped over there, right? So if we put the bed here, it's got all this space, but it's ruining that sight. Oh, dang it. You know what? Come back to that. That's my solution to all this stuff is, we'll come back to it. All right, for that bathroom, I might use this smaller door, which, are these even the same color? No. Do they have the same color? No. Well, maybe I won't put those next to each other then. I'll use the same large door again. Okay, so these bedrooms, I think I might not use concrete flooring here. I think I might use a carpet. It might be a little bit nicer. Very neutral carpet though, I think. Similar to the concrete almost. I mean, I suppose I could do that in here. But I kind of like this being concrete, so I'm gonna leave that. Okay, that's carpet, that's carpet. We got 2 bedrooms, and then the bathrooms there and there. I guess I'm just gonna do the same kind of thing. I do like the wood paneling though, so I've got to figure out how that's gonna work. I'll do the wall in a second. Oh, you know what we could do? Now, we can make showers with half walls, which we could do before, but you'd have to use windows. But now we can just use glass walls. And the reason I use a half wall, I guess we don't have to use a half wall, but it means when you put the walls down, you still see it. I guess the question is, do I want to see that? Maybe I don't actually. I don't know if I love the look of that. You know, it might be nicer just to use a full wall, to be honest. Oh yeah, that's nice. Okay, and then, actually this works way better because it means it's a full wall, not a half wall anymore. So then the tile doesn't kind of look weird where it just stops. Ooh, and actually that lines up perfectly with all these panels. Ooh. All right, so the shower goes there. Look at that. Actually, that shower head looks so low because our walls are so tall. It should be like up here. It should be like a giant one up top. Oh, well, whatever. All right, that's there. And then, okay, let me have a look at, so this bathroom is a little bit more difficult before I continue that one, because I can move those windows. But this would be ideal to have like a bathtub in. Like, I feel like it'd be awesome. But this bathroom is not that big, is kind of the issue. So this door opens, I guess. Let me, you know what, let me get rid of those windows for a second. Have a look. So this is our layout. I probably don't want to put the window here because that is right to the front of the house. Oh, actually, you know what? That could be kind of cool though. If you do that, then it's that. See, that's just kind of cool because I like that you can see straight through, but it is a bathroom. So it's not an ideal thing to have in a bathroom unless that's where your sink and stuff is. Oh gosh. I'm loving this house, like building it, but it is very interesting to try and get this how I want it. All right, we do 3 like that. I love that. When I sink in the middle, probably do like a mirror or something there. Okay. But then where's the rest of the bathroom going? This is about as enough room for like the sinks and that's it. I mean, I could expand the bathroom backward a bit, but then how do I get into the bedroom? I could shift this wall, actually. I could make that bedroom smaller. This could go here. We do that. Okay, so the bathroom is bigger. Doesn't really change the look of the house. It does mean, I mean, I guess this entrance is kind of a little goofy with how like all the doors and stuff. I mean, it is what it is, okay? All right, so then instead, does that even really help? I mean, it does help. There's more room, but it kind of, now I'm even more confused about how to do this bathroom. Because I feel like the toilet should be here, but there's a huge window there. So I don't know if this has helped. Like, what is going on here? Okay, hang on. Okay, I think that wall is not, unfortunately, as a window, is just probably not the best idea because I would want to, I mean, look, it's a Sims, does it matter? It does to me, because you'd want to have some privacy there. But I love how you can see through it, but it doesn't make sense as a bathroom to do that. Instead, let's move a window. Let's have a corner window there. That's pretty sick. Then that means we can, I think the bath is kind of got to go in the corner because this is like the back of the property. So I feel like that's okay to have big windows here. Is that in the wall? I can't tell if I've put that. Yeah, I put that in the wall a little bit. Put that there. Okay. Then the door opens this way, so I probably want to put the toilet over here somewhere. Let me move that. We got a weird space there, unless what we do is we move the toilet here, and then we have a shower over here, which is now very dark, and it's actually, oh, the glass wall connects to the one next to it, so then it looks like we got a hole in the wall there. Okay. Oh, look how cool that is, though. No. Okay. So we can do the shower there. Oh, I guess I could have, do I want it? Because I was going to have a small opening to the shower. Like, we could do it like that. I definitely need a light in there. It's very dark. And the toilet's there. I mean, that's okay spacing. And then the shower, I think I'll do the same thing as I did over there, where I do all the tiles. Whoops, I think I just put it outside. Could even do it behind the vanity area, perhaps. Yeah, I don't mind that. Can I rotate these sideways with tool mod? Okay, I can, but trying to position it is a little bit more difficult. How tall is that even? Like if I get a sim, oh, okay, maybe it's a little low. Look, it's something different. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it that way forever or ever do it again, but we're doing something. Now, sink-wise, we don't have a lot of options here. All right, I reduced the vanity size because it would have been nice to have 2 sinks, but the spacing was kind of weird and it doesn't really matter. So we just did the one. All right, so that's that bathroom. I'm happy with that. I'm gonna do this one in a similar vein, but obviously without the tub. Oh my God, these are so close to matching. That is actually kind of nuts. I was trying to see if I could get these to like sort of flow into that thing there, but I guess it's probably better just to contrast it than try to match it. I'm not sure what mirror to do in here because the other one is not gonna work, what I did, because it's too big. Maybe I'll just do the one I did in the other smaller bathroom. I guess that works. All right, so the bedrooms now, I feel like the bed needs to be here, right? Like it needs to face the outside because I feel like, I mean, I guess it can go there or there, but I feel like that's probably the least nice way to arrange the bed because then you're facing like inside the house, whereas at least if you're on this side, when you're laying in bed, you got that view, which is way better. So I think it has to go there or in the middle awkwardly, and I'm not putting it in the middle, so it's gonna go there. So I'm gonna use that, but I do, this businesses and hobbies bed I really like. Although, is there a better one for the main room? Because this should be a little bit more special. Oh yeah, I forgot I have to sort out this problem. Oh wait, I changed that though. I got rid of the, oh that's right. Okay, we don't have that problem anymore. Right, okay, hey, that solves that problem. Sweet, I didn't have to solve it. I guess I did already solve it, but all right, that's better. Yeah, that makes much more sense. And I think I'm gonna be boring and just use these colors here. Because I don't know, that's not really a I guess we could style it mid-century, especially if I use like these. Okay, wardrobe setup. Can we just make this whole wall a wardrobe? Is that possible? You know, that's what we need. We need modular wardrobes, kind of like this, but way less fancy. Which I guess technically we could do that. We could use these, or we could use all like the clothes rack stuff, but okay, fine, we do have it. But it's not quite right. Oh, we should do this mirror here. Kind of wish it was full, why do they do this? Why? If it was full height, that'd actually be kind of cool because then it just looks like a window as well. Like if all the windows and then a mirror. Like that's kind of cool. But alas, I think it looks worse having one that doesn't quite fit. So I'll probably just do this. I'm not really sure what to put in this room, to be honest. maybe I don't need to do much. I guess like that's the thing. I feel like if I'm building a house for my own Sims, I'll put a lot more stuff in that, you know, makes sense for that sim. But when we're just building a house, just the fun of it, I think it's nice to sometimes leave it almost like show home looking, right? Like where it's like so clean that you're like, is it too clean? Like just keeping it simple, but like nice. Now I think like some seating here or something would be good, like these. Maybe a love seat makes more sense. Like I feel like it should be like this, but then it kind of looks weird in the room. Dang it. I definitely feel like there should be ways to get out of these rooms, but if I put doors in here, it's gonna ruin the look. Like you definitely should just be able to walk out any of these areas. Now my question is, will like curtains ruin the look as well? Because now obviously it would make sense to have curtains, but just like doing that, actually that looks way better. It does actually look really good putting those on. I don't want to do this in every room. Like I don't want to do it in like the living room, I don't think. But like the bedrooms, I think will look pretty good. Now, should we do it on, yeah, probably this side makes sense. I'm wondering if maybe the other side. No, that other side makes more sense because first of all, there's a blank wall there. Second of all, when you're sitting in the bed, then you can still have a view with it sort of slightly open. And then it gives like privacy from that angle. Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay. That actually looks pretty good. Like there's not really anything in here, but I kind of like the look of it. So I think that works. I don't know if the lamp there makes the most sense though, right in the corner. What about instead of a lamp, what if we just did a hanging light? That looks more random. I don't know. What do you guys reckon of the light in the corner? Is that, I don't hate it. It does seem kind of weird though, but I also, yeah, I'm kind of indifferent to it. I think I'll do that. I think I'll put it there. All right, I'm gonna keep the bedroom pretty simple. I think that's probably all I wanna do. And then over in this room, I think I might even just do the dresser on the same spot just so they're both sticking up there in the middle. Can do a mirror over here. Get some impractical bedside tables that have no drawers or storage of any kind. Lovely. I'm gonna get one of these, but smaller, and obviously a different picture because that was the one we have in here. This one can be, maybe just this one because it's got a bit more color. It's kind of weird on that wall though. Oh, and that doesn't disappear when I put the walls down there. Okay, wait, maybe this isn't the good one to do. I put it on this wall though, this stone wall in the hallway. How about 2 random blue paintings? There you go. All right, so that's also very simple, but then that kind of gets the job. Wow, these actually produce no light. I thought these produced a little bit more than that. I was gonna put them down the hole. I think I have to just do like this light again, right? And just lift it up. Okay, so that's raised up a little bit, so it's actually sitting in the roof. It's hard to tell, but it is. So it's touching the roof there, and that's all lit up. Oh, look, this is what the curved wall does, by the way, with the glass. That's the problem with it. It just makes everything disappear. It's like, thanks, game. Okay, well, I think is that the inside done, right? First of all, we've got a kitchen. We've got everything in the kitchen, right? Fridge, stove, oven, sink, bin. There's no dishwasher. I guess we could add a dishwasher in. It's pretty easy to do. Oh, it's kind of ugly, I guess. Oh, I could put it there just next to that, make it white. Not great, but gets the job done. Makes cleaning up a little bit easier. We've got the dining area, living room 1, book nook 1, office, living room with TV, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Well, I guess 3 bathrooms actually. Okay, I think we've done the inside. I've got to figure out what this under section here is going to be. I mean, maybe should it just be wood? Because I did a wood ceiling inside, which I think if I just carry that outside, it'd probably look the best, right? Because I think if I try to change it up to something else, it'll probably not look good with the transition between inside and outside. And the other thing we can do then is actually we can put like lights on that little trim piece if we want. Ooh, this looks really cool at nighttime. I like this. Okay, so I don't know if did I ever mention it? I moved the entrance over because when I shifted the house, my entrance was still here or whatever, but I wanted it to line up right with this little section here, so I did move that. Okay, we got the whole lot to do. I definitely want a pool. I think I might do, wait, if I lift it up and then, oh, you can't do a glass wall on it? Because I haven't done like a glass foundation. That'd be cool. Be cool if you could just do glass on this little bit. I like what I did a while ago in like that doesn't really line up. The little thin house where we sort of split the walkway like that, like over the grass areas. Now this is all the same concrete as inside, but it looks very plain on the outside. Like you can really see the texture inside, which is really nice. But I guess because it's just bright outside, it doesn't really work as well. So I'm wondering if we should just swap it out for like a tile instead, because it just, seeing the texture just looks a little bit nicer, I think. I like these, but I want to lower these down. I know this might sound weird, but first of all, I want to see if this works. And second of all, I want to see if it looks good. So I want to get platform, we're going to lower it down maybe 2. So it's down like that. Put some grass in it, like that. And then the trim of this, I guess just like a wood, right? One that kind of matches our coloring, something like that. And then if we put these down here, it just sort of lowers them down a bit, which I kind of like. I don't know if I want to use these. I think maybe it might look better with like flowers and stuff, but like what about like these or something? What if we did just have a lowered garden space? Hold up. Like this is just like a lowered section. Now, yes, I could use terrain tools, but I kind of think that looks a little sleek having the straight edges on it. I actually wonder if I get rid of those 2. Like, I don't know. I kind of think this looks cool. I'm saying like a question. Cool? Okay, so I'm just playing around with ideas here. I don't know what it is. I just kind of like the sunken thing. I guess it could just do it with terrain tools. Because then I wouldn't have to deal with this edge over here, but I kind of like it. I kind of like with the pool how it like steps up there. We could do some more stairs or something over here. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do with the edges. That's why I've got a couple of different ones at the moment. Kind of like this. I think the problem is if I do that on both sides, like have a hedge there and a hedge there, I think it's gonna be too much. And also, I guess we don't really want to cover up, not that it's that big, but we don't want to like block the windows and all that. Actually, how much, okay, this is kind of the same height. Actually, I quite like those. A little bit more natural looking, like not as square, but still neat. Ooh, I like that. That kind of mid-century vibe. Oh, you know what would be nice out here? How big are these? Like these kind of, oh, it's floating. These kind of trees like, oh, actually, I think there's smaller ones, right? These ones? Yeah. Hang on, we got a bunch of palm trees around. Would that work better? Let me just see what this looks like, because I was going to do these, I don't know, maybe 4. 4 is probably enough. Something like that. They're not positioned quite right, but I think that does help. I go a little smaller. Okay. Now, I think I just want to keep this as an open, like, lawn, so you can do whatever you want there. And then we could do more heavy landscaping in other places. I also do think I want to do a curve somewhere, because we've got, like, the big curve on the front of the house there. I'd like to introduce that here. Maybe even just the pavement here. And then maybe, like, a little bit there as well. It's kind of interesting. Make that a little bit more there. Does that look okay with these coming across? Whoops. Actually, I might put it back a bit more because I can then do some more seating and stuff there. Now, for the front, I'm not actually sure that we need much. Again, I think it's kind of like a lot of this is less is more with this build. I do need to have an outside bin somewhere, which I guess I'll put around the back. And a mailbox as well, though. Businesses and hobbies one's kind of small. Should we just put it on this wall over here? I was thinking maybe to break up this, because the front, like, walkway, I don't know. I was like, maybe we can do gravel in between those, which we could then also do over here. Also, I did make these a little thinner. Not sure if I like that, because I left a little space there, which I think now that I'm adding the gravel, maybe looks weird, so I might just extend that. I think the gravel helps, actually. It's quite nice. I might just add a hedgerow here, because there's already hedges you can see there, like off the edge of the lot, so we may as well just add more of our own. I think I'm going to do gravel there. I kind of like the look of it. I don't know why. I don't know. Because I didn't want to do this footpath everywhere, which, by the way, kind of annoying, but I need to reduce the size of it just so I can paint under it. Because if you don't paint before you do terrain paint. Let's move it here because I need to paint this side too. Then it just doesn't let you blend it for some reason. Oops. You have to move your floor or house first, paint, and then move it back. And then it should, see now how it doesn't have the grass edge there? Whereas over here, you can see there's a little grass edge. So if I move this back, then paint, and then put it back again, then it, whoops, then it doesn't have the grass edge anymore. Kind of annoying. But that's just what you have to do. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like that large gravel section. It doesn't really serve any purpose at all, but I don't know. I like it. So that's gonna be there. And then I think I was just gonna do a couple like grasses and stuff around, like nothing too crazy. Actually, maybe these could be here. I don't like that, but something like that. Maybe like just these little ones even. Just so it's almost like there is some manicuring going on, but it's pretty subtle. I think it looks almost a bit sparse, but sparse enough that it's like, ooh, it's fancy and intentional. I don't know why, but I like it. Okay, I mean, I think this is pretty good. Like honestly, there's not much else I want to add. Like I just need to do some more terrain painting. I add a little bit more like texture around the place. So like getting some dirt, especially around the edges of the house, just so it doesn't look as, especially like here, there's a lot of roof cover and stuff here. Oh no, the curved wall. I'm not moving that, so I'm just gonna leave that grass because I'd have to move the whole thing so I could paint there. And then yeah, under plants as well, always giving them a little shadow. I can't under these because that's all floor tile and not terrain. So I'm not gonna bother with that one. Okay, just subtle little shadows under these, along the edge of the house. All right. It's just a subtle amount, but I think that definitely helps. I think the front is, like I like that it's simple, but it almost like, I think this just needs to be painted a bit more. Even a little bit of the sandy texture, lighten, make it look a little bit more dry. Yeah, that's a bit better. The mailbox is randomly there. Okay, I do need a bin. I think I might just, oh, but it's right by the windows. I was like, where do we, there's so much glass. Where do we put a bin? Like an exterior, I guess we maybe don't need one because this one just evaporates stuff into it, right? Like it doesn't actually, you don't ever need to empty it. Gonna get a little barbecue there. And I probably should get some like pool furniture. Maybe just something like that. I should probably get some light out here too, actually. There's no outdoor lighting at all. Okay. Just a few little lights around the place. It's not a lot, but I think that'll do for that. And then where are we at? Okay. Hey, it's looking pretty good. I do want to just get like a little outdoor table. I say little, it's pretty big. But I actually think what I'm going to do, so it's like sitting along the edge here. Thought that'd be kind of cool. Actually, the other thing we could do for a bin, because where did I put it? Did I even put a bin down? No. We could do, oh wait, no I did. Oh wait, no I didn't. I was gonna put it over there, then I didn't. We could just get one that sort of goes next to this. Like do one of these like stone looking ones. I feel like that usually works pretty well. Have it there, so it looks like part of that. All right, and then you have a table there. Everyone's got a nice view. I should move this over a little bit, okay. And then you can add like play equipment down there, that kind of stuff. For the pool, let me just get some of the actual ladders and all that. Maybe do a ladder on the curve for funsies. And then should we have a diving platform? And why not? It's such a big pool. I actually put it behind one of the trees so then when you're sort of looking from over here, it's not as visible. Well, if you look straight on, it's not as visible. The diving platform's kind of hidden. All right, nice big pool. All right, I think that's gonna be the house. It's pretty simple, but oh man, it is not simple. It took me a long time. I think the actual look of the house is sick. I love that the glass walls let us do this on the roofs. Like I think that made this look a million times better. Because like if this was using regular windows and that was all solid wall at the top, it definitely wouldn't look as good. And just like, oh yeah, like this over here with the bathroom and all that, the roof up the top, the roof, or like the glass roof all the way along this hallway, which actually, hang on, I probably need to adjust that bit there for the wall. That's okay. You know, that's why we're looking. I just do that there, then just get another piece. Yep, pop it in there. Okay, now it has like a wall between the two. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, and then come around there, ignoring the fact that all my furniture is disappearing on the glass curve. The windows on the curve look so cool. I do hope that they update curved walls to be less glitchy. But, because that would be so cool with a huge circular building that's just all glass. I actually really love how the entrance turned out. I was messing around with that roof for so long. I think it turned out really well. Should we have a look inside? What does it look like? Oh yeah, in first person. We also need to be able to color the roof because I can't change the color of that, so it doesn't look, that's kind of holding us back. But yeah, look at this, beautiful coming on through. Nice living area here. Oh yeah, so open and airy and just like glass everywhere. I do love that you can see straight like through the house at this point, like, and you can just sort of go scroll along like that. I guess the one thing I don't like is my two really narrow walkways. Look at that, it's kind of a symptom of, yeah. suck it in to get through there. There you go. Nice little kitchen area. I like how the kitchen turned out. I think this actually turned out really nice. Really bright in this corner too. I love the tree. What is that? The fig tree in the corner there. Like this view here. Oh, that's beautiful. I think that looks really good. And I think the kitchen's really nice too. It's simple. It's easy. Then we suck it in here, especially this little gap between the counter and all that. Yeah, look, that's the least ideal part of this. Then we have the little bathroom in here. Very nice, very simple. And then back down this way through the hall, we have our little sitting room, which actually, I think the curved window glass right there, looking straight into Judith Ward's house. Beautiful. And that's our little TV on the wall. Very nice. Follow this around. We have a nice roof up the top there. You can see all the glass. Oh, nice simple bedroom. Beautiful view out there. Look at that. Nice big lawn. Little bathroom in here as well. Oh yeah, the showers look so cool now with the full glass walls. That has made a huge difference to that. Especially with like tall ceilings now that we can have glass like fully fit it all. And then through this way, we have the main bedroom in here. Nice and simple as well, but you know, very cool. Very cool with the big corner window. Like that view is sick. That's cool. This is so cool. I'm so excited. Oh, look at that. Look at all the glass in here as well. That's that little shower area there, and the tub in the corner. Ooh, and those windows up on the roof. So, oh, I didn't get rid of that little light there. Sorry about that. I think I need that light. But yeah, that's the house. Let me just fix this. All right, I've moved it up a bit so it's actually sitting on the ceiling now. Oh, actually, hang on. There we go. Now it's in the ceiling. Okay, there you go. Thanks again, Gameloft, for sponsoring this video. Make sure to check out my link in the description down below to learn more. And thank you so much to my top level members for supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. So if you guys are interested in downloading this house, I'll link it in the description down below. You can go find it on the gallery there. I started this off thinking this is gonna be a quick and easy one, pretty simple, because it's just an L shape, but man, this has taken me hours and hours and hours. I think at this point, maybe 5 or 6 hours I've been doing this for, but I'm very proud of it. I think it looks awesome. I'm really excited to get more into the glass walls and see what other cool things we can do it. Like this is not like a crazy like all glass build, although I really hope they add like glass floor tiles because that'd be sick. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to leave your comments, suggestions, and feedback down below. I'll see you next time and have an awesome day.